Hello there, my name is Matt Sonnentag and I'm with the Bitworks. I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about multi-factor authentication. It's a means of adding extra security to our online and password secured accounts so that people aren't hacking into them as often. Multi-factor authentication is something that will be required on all Microsoft Office accounts by the end of the year. And a number of other websites also use this technology, so you can use this on sites like Facebook and other social media sites to secure your accounts so that you're not getting hacked into as often. So with that, let's talk a little bit more about what is happening in our slideshow here, and then go through the process of installing code generator on our phones. So multi-factor authentication is just simply asking more than one thing to identify yourself to a website or an account. So one of those things is probably going to be your password. The other thing might be a phone call that's made to verify that it's you, or it could be a code that you're entering in that your phone is generating for you, or a fingerprint, or anything else like that. So that's what multi-factor authentication is. Two-factor authentication simply means we're only asking for two things. So if we're using our phone to help us with the process of authenticating, we're going to install an app on our phone called a code generator. Now, there are a lot of these out there on the Play Store and the Apple Store, not just from Microsoft, not just from Google. There are a lot of third-party ones as well. I'm only going to go over the Google option today right here and the Microsoft option. So when we go to the App Store, we're going to see something that looks similar to this when we log in for either of these, and we'll click on the install button and that will install it on our phone. Once that's installed on your phone, then we can go ahead and start adding accounts to it. So once we have our app installed, we're going to fire up our trusty browser here, and we are just going to go ahead and search for either Microsoft account or Google account, and Microsoft will bring up this message. If you already have a Google account, it'll bring up this message. You can click here and you can sign into either one of your accounts. Once we've done that, we're going to want to go to our security center and turn on two-factor authentication. So once you've logged into your Microsoft account, you'll click on the security option at the very top, and it will take you to this screen. And what we're looking for here is two-step verification, and we want to turn it on. If we're using a Google account, we want to move to this screen and we want to click the option that talks about signing into Google. When we do that, we'll be given another screen that talks about our password and then two-step verification, and we have the option to turn that on and turn it off. Now, with either of these apps, the Google Authenticator or the Microsoft Authenticator, if you're adding an account to them, what you're looking to get to is this QR code. And what we do then with the app is we scan this code, and then once that's scanned, it adds the account to the Authenticator, and then we type in the first code that it generates, and then we click on Next, and it'll verify that code. And in Google, when you're adding that account, this is how those screens flow. You'd scan this with your phone. You'd see this screen show up on your phone. You're going to scan this QR code, click Next, and when you do that, it'll ask you to enter the first code that's generated there, and then click Verify. And then once you're done with that. Now let's take a look at the phone really quickly and what's going to be happening there so that you know what that looks like. If you're using the Microsoft Authenticator app, the first thing you see when you launch it is a screen that's similar to this. You can either click Add Account here, or you can click the plus screen. And then when you do that, the first thing it will do is bring up a window that looks like this, and this will actually have your camera in it. And you're going to highlight the QR code with this. And I believe this is the actual screen for the Microsoft Authenticator package. You also have the option in there to recover this. All of this information is actually stored in your Microsoft account. So if you happen to lose your phone later, you're not locked out of all your websites. We can always get that stuff back for you. And of course, if you can't scan the QR code, there's an option here to enter the code manually. So you'll be able to do that as well. So to kind of walk through what it looks like for other accounts, if I've already added my Microsoft account, the first thing I'm going to do is I'll go up here and click these three little dots in the corner. And when I do that, I'll have the option to add an account. So I click on that, and then it comes up and asks me what type of account I'd like to add. Generally, you're going to be going for this other account type down here. But you may also have a personal account that you want to add to your Microsoft Authenticator. It makes it that much more secure. Now, many of you may be already using Microsoft Office and not having to use the authenticator code yet or any kind of two-factor authentication. But I'm actually going to turn that on and show you what the process is like on while you're using Microsoft products to add this QR code. So over in my next window here, in my browser window, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type in office.com. And I've set up a test user account, and then I'm going to use that to sign in to our implementation of office.com. And so I'll sign in and I'll enter my my initial password and get ready to go here. And then you'll notice as I click on the next screen that it's going to come up and ask me if I can provide some more information. Now, what we've done is this is a new account, so it'll allow me to skip this for about 2 weeks before it actually makes me put it in. But I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to click next as if we were at the end of this process. So what it's going to do then, we're going to go ahead and click next. And the first thing it'll do is it'll ask me if I've had the Microsoft Authenticator app on my phone or not. If you've done that, you don't need to do this step. Or if you want to use the Google Authenticator, it says I want to use a different app. But in any case, I'm just going to click next because I already have the Microsoft Authenticator app. So now it'll walk me right through this process. So it'll say, go ahead and fire up your phone and click on next. And so we're going to go ahead and do that. And now you'll notice that I have a QR code here, and I'm simply just going to go ahead and scan that. And when I scan that code, it will go ahead and add the account to my phone. And so I'm just going to go ahead and do that so that you all have an idea of what happens in this application. So we're just going to go ahead and click on add account. I'm going to use an other account here because I'm going to delete this one in a few minutes. But I'm going to go ahead and hold my phone over it, allow it to focus. It'll come back and say activating. And now you'll notice that it says my account's been successfully activated. And it's right here, test user at thebitworks.com. If you can see my screen here. And here's my one-time passcode. So I click on next. And what the Microsoft Authenticator will now ask me to do is try it out. And really, what it's doing then is it sent me a code right through my phone. So all I need to do is just approve it. I don't even have to type a number in. And so we went ahead and did that, and now we're approved. And then it will allow me to log in using this two-factor authentication code in the future. And so I want to thank you all today for watching my little presentation on how to use multi-factor authentication. Come back to our channel or our website here and check out more videos, how-tos, little warnings, and all of that great stuff for technology because we make it work for you here at the BitWorks. Thanks a lot and have a great day.